Now on to a developing story here on campus, the suspension of Elon's Sigma Pi fraternity for hazing. According to the Dean of Student Health and Wellness, Janelyn Patterson, the final decision on whether Sigma Pi will stay on campus will be made by the end of this week. The university says the fraternity was scheduled to appeal the 3-year suspension after a campus investigation found evidence of hazing within the fraternity. But this is just one case. According to Smith Jackson, Dean of Student Life, the university looks into roughly 3 to 5 reports per year that are usually anonymous. We have Leanne Royster, Elon's Director of Inclusive Community Wellbeing, in to talk about what hazing is and why students need to know about it. So Ms. Royster, thank you so much for being with us today.
Certainly.
This is a really important topic that unfortunately a lot of students can relate to. But it can be kind of hard to define what hazing is, and I think it gets misinterpreted. What do you classify as hazing?
Our office would classify hazing as any sort of coercive, abusive, or aggressive or even violent behavior perpetrated against someone by another person or student who has power over that student. So it's about the power relationship.
Right. And this is not unique to Greek life, from what I understand.
Certainly not, certainly not. Hazing goes on in all sorts of group formations or group identities on a university campus.
Right, and now obviously you and your department do a great job to prevent things like this from happening, but what can students do to play their part in preventing hazing?
Yeah, I think that students can be proactive. I mean, the important part about hazing is the prevention part. We certainly have resources in place to be able to respond to and deal with incidents of hazing, but we really want students speaking out. And so if something feels not quite right or you're not sure about something, ask a question. Don't be in that space of, I'm not sure if I want to say something or get someone in trouble. Be proactive.
Right, and in terms of an actual scenario, I know so many times it's not even that you're being hazed, you're a bystander to someone else, unfortunately, going through that. What would you say to students who are witnessing hazing?
Yeah, I would say that you probably have one of the most important roles, that it's often someone who speaks up, who is a witness, not necessarily the target, because you can feel unsure, or you're not certain of where to go or what to do or how it will be perceived. But if you're someone witnessing, please speak out, even if you just have a question, and we have lots of confidential resources on campus to be able to do so.
Great, and we're going to mention those resources later for all of you guys. But finally, looking forward, do you feel that the hazing culture is improving, or where do you see this type of culture on colleges' campuses going in the future?
Yeah, I think nationally we have a good spotlight on incidents that are related to bias or harassment and different sorts of hazing incidents. And so I think we're going to see nationally us move to looking critically at these issues. And so I'm hopeful that in the future these issues and others like them are going to get lots of attention from colleges and universities.
Great, and hopefully there'll be less to talk about to begin with.
That's our goal.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Royster, for coming to be with us today. Elon has its own anonymous hotline, like we mentioned, for hazing. If you or someone you know has been affected by hazing, you can call 336-278-HAZE or Campus Safety and Police.